to the channel. So I wanted to just chat a little bit today before I head to work about something that's been on my mind for a little while now. And I mean, it's been low-key bothering me, but at the same time, it's more something that I want to analyze, like why am I feeling this way? So for the last couple of weeks, I would say I've been really diving into the idea of moving on my own. Like, yes, I'm an adult and, I should be on my own. That's what most people my age would think and would say. However, because of this climate, this economy, it's caused a lot of millennials, which I am a millennial, I was born in 89, to kind of force themselves to be younger than what generations before us were. Generations before millennials were very independent, or they were already married by the time that they were in their 30s and, had a bunch of kids and whatever. But for millennials, that's kind of where the thought processes of our society really began to change and shift, and innovative thinking really kind of blew up. And instead of us being what our parents and generations before us were, we wanted to kind of pave our own way. And I mean, obviously that comes with its pros and cons, because look at the generations after us. They're kind of just lost. In my opinion, they're just very lost. But for us millennials, I would say that we struggle to I'm not going to say like we struggle to make money or that we struggle to be independent, because that's exactly what we are. We are independent. We are independent thinkers. But I think that we are struggling to get our footing. And follow me here, because this is all going to make sense. And I'm trying not to take up too much time to make my point. So what I'm saying is, I've been really grappling with the idea of living on my own. But I just really started my career a year ago. So I'm making good money now, but once I go to be on my own, which I'm going to be honest about, once I decide I'm going to get my own apartment, that's going to almost take me back to living paycheck to paycheck. And I don't want to be in that space. However, I'm realizing that I just really, really need my own space. And I'm at a point now where I'm living with family. And the point that I'm going to make right now is really just, sis, you're not unmotivated. You're not lazy. You're not super introverted as you might think that you are. It's just your environment sucks. And that's really the point I want to make. Like, for the last couple of years, I was pretty down and out emotionally. And the only thing that really motivated me over the last few years really was either alcohol or fitness. And I only just got into spirituality like very deeply over the last like 3 or 4 years. But before that, I would always turn to alcohol to try and cope with things and to try and deal with society's bullshit. And once I decided, okay, this ain't gonna work for me, which it probably ain't gonna work for anybody to be, using alcohol to cope. And so when I finally decided I wanted something different, I wanted a different outlet, that's how I got into fitness so heavily, along with my spirituality, obviously, because, once you start doing all the different things, it kind of starts to take up your time. And so right now, this goes to say that, like, I'm able to make this video right now only because no one's home. and it's right before I have to leave out for work, which is very, very rare. So I'm saying all this to say again that I've been struggling to feel motivated, and I thought it was just because I was lazy and I didn't want to do anything and I didn't have any real passions and I didn't know who I was. I thought it was all of these things, and I'm just coming to realize, like, it's not that I'm lacking passion or I'm lacking motivation in life, or that I just want to be a fuck up and be lazy, because that is definitely not the case. There are days when I'm by myself and I feel so high energy. I feel so full of life, so alive. I feel so connected to nature. I feel just generally a good, thriving feeling. And I noticed that when I'm lacking that, it's because I'm not able to get my self-care time in, which I'm learning now exactly what self-care is for me personally, and what's important to me as far as being able to help myself cope and feel better. And I'm learning that for self-care, for me, it means that I need quiet time quite a bit. I'm a Pisces, I'm introverted, I'm highly sensitive, I'm an empath. I need all of these things. And when I don't get them, like privacy, even if there's people in the house, just having their energy in the next room to me is still a lot for me. Like I don't want to have to talk around people, walk around people, be quiet, do things on, to be considerate, because I'm a very considerate person, and I'm not going to just, do what I want to do just because I want to do it. I'm considerate of the other people in the house. And I struggle with that a lot. And I never really realized how much I struggle with that until I realized I would get in these like moods all the time. I would just wake up and just be in a mood. And even still, sometimes I'm that way. But I'm just, I'm at a point where I'm just realizing that I just really need to move into my own place. Whether it takes me from paycheck to paycheck or whatever, but in order to help me feel better and me not feel like I hate everybody, because it's really not the case. It's just really not the case. I don't hate people in general. I just feel like if I don't get to sit in my own energy sometimes without other energies intruding on mine and what I want to do, and I get really, really moody. And so that's really just the basis of this. I just wanted to just come out and say that for maybe other people that don't realize that maybe you're not just having a bad day just because you're having a mood or a moment. Maybe sometimes it just really is that you're highly sensitive and you just don't want to be in anybody else's energy. You don't want to have to walk into the kitchen and see other people's mess. You don't want to have to go into the bathroom and see other people's items and stuff all up in your space and not clean. And it's just all these things. And I really struggle with constantly having to share my space and me not getting my space to be creative. If I'm not spending time on myself or doing the things that I genuinely love, it doesn't even have to be self-care, but like making videos, I thought about it. And when I had my own apartment, around the time I was 21, which was like 12 years ago now, I would make videos for YouTube. I would do all of these things in my own space because no one else was there. No one was there to judge me. Nobody was there to tell me to be quiet. I didn't have to hear TV noises, loud TVs or music playing. I didn't have to hear them, walk into the kitchen to run the microwave 10 times just all these different things. And for a while I was getting really I guess, confused, and I was starting to question myself, like, do I hate my family? Do I really want to get away from my family just that badly that I will pretty much just ghost them? And I'm realizing, I have to learn to talk more. But it's like, when I don't talk to people, and I don't expect them to just know, but when I don't voice my concerns or whatever, it seems like they will end up doing something to make me justify not saying anything at all, and then I pretty much just leave and ghost or whatever. Not like literally ghost my family, but like just kind of stop responding or stop talking to them or whatever. And I absolutely love my family, and I don't want to treat them like that, but I'm just struggling to have other people's energy mixing and mingling with mine, because at the end of the day, I need space. And I don't just mean physical space. I don't mean just my own space. I need space between me and other people's energies. I need that cushion right now, because I am going through what feels like probably my fourth or fifth awakening. And like we always say, there's levels to this spiritual shit. Like, there really is levels to this, and I can't stress that enough. This is like my fourth awakening, and every time I awaken to another level of this spiritual culmination of things, I guess. And right now I'm awakening to how I relate to others and how I want to relate to them going forward, and how I can communicate better based on what I'm feeling, and not letting my emotions drive the way that I communicate with people. Because like I said, I'm highly sensitive. I'm an empath. I'm intuitive. Like, I'm a Pisces with a Taurus moon and a Scorpio rising. Like, there's so many emotions and so many things I pick up on. And if I even sense some kind of like ill body language around me, towards me, or somebody else don't communicate with me, it immediately justifies why I just kind of just up and just leave, and just halfway don't even be caring. And I don't want to be like that forever. So like I said, like, this whole video is just to say that, like, I just need my space. I need my space to heal. I need people to give me space to be able to heal. I need people to I don't need expectations right now. I need the space to be in my own energy right now, just so I can kind of figure things out up there, because there's so many different things that I go through on a daily basis. Like, I can sit here and get so much healing from my spirituality, but then in the next hour, I have to hit my ass to work, and then I got to deal with them people. I almost cursed them out. But then I have to go deal with them people, and it kind of brushes over all of the spirituality, all of the work that I did before I got to work. And so this is why spirituality is an ongoing process, and we have to be patient with ourselves, because the work that we do is constantly backtracked by having to deal with society. We can't just take time off like a bear and go hibernate to do our spiritual work and then emerge this new person. No, you have to constantly take this spirituality and enmesh it with and integrate it with the stuff that you deal with on a daily basis. And that is the hard part about spirituality, is that you know how to interact. You know how you should be acting and communicating with others and dealing with others. It's just it gets really hard to do that when you're on the spot, you know, to be that spiritual person when you're put on the spot and your emotions are raging, and it's just a lot. So I feel like almost every single day I do some kind of spiritual work, and once I go to work, it doesn't all go out the window, but I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely do struggle to keep my lessons intact. I have to constantly be aware and remind myself when those moments arise, okay, calm down, react differently. And if I do, there are times I still feel like I overreact, but what I do is I end up thinking about it, and it ends up sitting on my heart, and I end up going back and apologizing and hashing things out in my own mind. Sometimes things will happen and it'll take me days to realize, why did I actually do that? Why did I feel this way? And so I just wanted to come here and make this video for other people who might be going through the same thing, especially with this spirituality thing, because spirituality is not linear. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, but it's always an upward motion, always. And you have to remember that. You just have to be aware and integrate what you're learning into all of the interactions that you have on a daily basis. It's definitely not easy. So be easy on yourself and do what you can to always exercise love. I hate to say that, like exercise love, but really at the end of the day, that's all it is. Be compassionate, be understanding, but we don't have to be fools out here. So I hope that this message helps somebody to understand that maybe you're not lazy, maybe you're not motivated, and maybe you just need a better living environment. And so maybe it's time that you think about that, the spaces that you put yourself in, so that you'll be able to help yourself to understand yourself more and cater more to the things that help you feel more like a normal human, and not so closed in and full of anxiety and feeling like you're hating the world. So I love you. Be easy on yourself. Loves.